hopefully this works. I might need to try this again with my phone because what I'm going to show is a tool that can resize windows, but it can also manipulate the accessibility API to zoom on the screen. So maybe I'll just try that right now. So if I use the mouse shortcut for zooming, you can see that basically you can move in and out, obviously, and you can move around, but there's a undocumented API for doing that as well. So if you combine that with resizing the window in such a way that it maintains the right aspect ratio, you can emulate full screen. And the bonus is that when you use this undocumented API, you actually, it locks the window in place. So the normal way, you can see that when I move the cursor, it moves around. But when you use the API, it's actually locked in the center. So, which is kind of nice. It's kind of what you would want for a pseudo full screen. So I've got this tool that I wrote, written in Zwift, and if I build it, and then run it, then we have a few different commands. We have resize, zoom, or just full screen. So basically full screen combines actions of resize and zoom, but it also takes some measurements of the device. But just to give you a quick idea of what that looks like. So that's zoom 2. And you can see now that if I try to move, I'm actually locked in. So if I undo that, let's see, how do we get this? Here we go. Okay, sorry about that. I had to SSH in and fix that because that was too much zooming. But if I do like 1.2, 1.1, 1.0, you can kind of get the idea. Let's make that like that. And then likewise, there's the resize command. And then if you give it the name of a program, like I can even use this one, I can do like 800 by 600. Oh, and this is perfect. So it uses the accessibility API. So right now it's saying, no, you can't do that. You've got to enable permissions. So the first time you run it, you'll have to do that, which is fine, but then it should remember it. Boom. Okay, so we can resize it. And then that same program can take X and Y offsets. So we can move it around like that. Hopefully that's intuitive enough to make sense of. Okay. And then, but I can also do that with the Zwift window. So Zwift app, silicon, 1,600, and then boom. There you go. 1,200. Or all right, here we go. Boom. I have a perfectly full screen Zwift in windowed mode that Sauce will be able to sit on top of because it's still just a window. And if I try and move around, other than my hot corners, things work pretty reasonably. The biggest caveat will obviously be undoing it. So I'll need to investigate methods where I can basically ensure that I unzoom when you quit Sauce, because otherwise you're kind of locked into this zoom mode, unless you happen to have accessibility turned on so you can undo it like I just did there.